While civil war rages in the background, intrepid explorers venture into the unknown to uncover new opportunities. Adventure and profit await those willing to brave the dangers of undiscovered worlds and forgotten stars. Explore the hidden corners of the Star Wars galaxy with Enter the Unknown. This rulebook expands upon the Edge of the Empire role-playing game, adding new content for explorer characters, as well as any character looking to brave the fringes of the galaxy. Jump behind the wheel of a speeder, uncover lost secrets from a forgotten age, and hunt down dangerous beasts among the stars. This is a review of Enter the Unknown. Let's dive in. So here we have Enter the Unknown, a sourcebook for explorers. This was published in 2013 by Fantasy Flight Now Edge Studios. The introduction of the book describes exploration in the Star Wars universe. I put a little bit more worth in this introduction than other source books because it describes the history of exploration, albeit it's a very brief one. As I've said in Far Horizons, exploration in the Star Wars universe is kind of niche. It's not talked about often, and if you have a player who wants to play an explorer character, you might have to create a planet or something for them to, find and explore. Galactic Sojourners is going to be the chapter for new player content. We do get a nice detailed list of backgrounds and how they interact with the different specializations within the career, and then we have the new obligations for explorers. This will be things like addiction, betrayal, blackmail, bounty, criminal, debt, family, favor, fervor, obsession, and sponsorship. And these are very much specific to explorer type characters. We have 3 species for players: the Chiss, Duros, and Toydarians. The Chiss start with a 3 in intellect, a 1 in presence, and a 2 in everything else. Their wound and strain threshold are 10 plus the relevant characteristic. They also start with 100 XP. They begin the game with a rank in Cool, and they have Infravision. This enables them to remove a setback die due to lighting conditions. Duros start with a 3 in intellect, a 1 in brawn, and a 2 in everything else. Their wound threshold is 11 plus brawn, and their strain threshold is 10 plus willpower, and they also start with 100 XP. They begin the game with 1 rank in piloting space, and they have intuitive navigation, so they may add an advantage to all astrogation checks they make. Toydarians have a 3 in willpower and presence, a 2 in intellect and cunning, and a 1 in brawn and agility. Their wound threshold is 9 plus brawn, and their strain threshold is 12 plus willpower. They only begin the game with 90 XP though. Toydarians are also counted as being Silhouette 0, and they can hover because they have wings. The Explorer career adds 3 new specializations: the Archaeologist, Big Game Hunter, and the Driver. The Explorer's career skills are Astrogation, Cool, Knowledge Lore, Knowledge Outer Rim, Knowledge Xenology, Perception, Piloting Space, and Survival. The Archaeologist adds Athletics, Discipline, Knowledge Education, and Knowledge Lore to that list. In the first tier on the talent tree, we have Well-Rounded. Choose any 2 skills, they permanently become career skills. We also have Hard-Headed. When staggered or disoriented, perform the hard-headed action. Make a daunting discipline check to remove status. Difficulty reduced per rank of hard-headed. We also get Researcher, so we get to remove a setback die per rank of Researcher from all knowledge checks. Researching a subject takes half the time as well. And we have Grit, so we gain +1 strain threshold. In the second tier, we have Durable. May reduce any critical injury suffered by 10 per rank of Durable to a minimum of 1. We have Toughened, so we gain +2 wound threshold. We have Resolve. When a character involuntarily suffers strain, he suffers 1 less strain per rank of Resolve to a minimum of 1. And we have Knowledge Specialization. When acquired, choose 1 knowledge skill. When making that skill check, may spend a triumph result to gain additional successes equal to ranks in Knowledge Specialization. In the third tier, we have another rank of Researcher. We have Stunning Blow. When making melee checks, may inflict damage as strain instead of wounds. This does not ignore soak, however. We also have knockdown. After hitting with a melee attack, may spend a triumph to knock the target prone. And we have respected scholar. May downgrade difficulty of checks to interact with institutes of learning by 1 level per rank of respected scholar. In the 4th tier, we have another rank of hard-headed, we have another rank of grit, and we have another rank of knowledge specialization. We also get enduring, so we gain +1 soak value. In the 5th tier, we have another rank of respected scholar, but we also get museum worthy. Once per session, take museum worthy action. Make a hard knowledge education check to ascertain information regarding a relic, ruin, or piece of history. We also have dedication, so we gain +1 to a single characteristic. But remember, this cannot bring a characteristic above 6. And we have pin. Take pin action. Make an opposed athletics check to immobilize an engaged opponent until the end of the character's next turn. Spend triumphs to extend duration 1 round. The big game hunter's bonus career skills are knowledge, xenology, ranged heavy, stealth, and survival. In the 1st tier on the talent tree, we have forager. Remove up to 2 setback die from skill checks to find food, water, or shelter. Survival checks to forage take half the time. We also have grit, so we gain +1 strength threshold. We have stalker, add a boost die per rank of stalker to all stealth and coordination checks. And we have outdoorsman. Remove a setback die per rank of outdoorsman from checks to move through terrain or manage environmental effects. Decrease overland travel times by half. In the 2nd tier, we have our first toughened rank. We also have another rank of outdoorsman, and we also have confidence. May decrease difficulty of discipline checks to avoid fear by 1 per rank of confidence, and we have swift. Do not suffer usual penalties for moving through difficult terrain. In the 3rd tier, we have another rank of stalker, but we also add natural hunter. Once per session, may reroll any 1 perception or vigilance check. We also have expert tracker, so we remove 1 setback die per rank of expert tracker from checks to find tracks or track targets. Decrease time to track a target by half. And we have heightened awareness. Allies within close range add a boost die to perception or vigilance checks. Engaged allies add 2 boost dice instead. In the 4th tier, we have another rank of grit, and we have another rank of expert tracker. We also add hunter's quarry. Take the hunter's quarry action. Make a hard survival check to upgrade the ability of all attacks made against a target at long range until the end of the character's next turn. And we also have quick strike. Add a boost die per rank of quick strike to combat checks against targets that have not acted yet this encounter. In the 5th and final tier, we have bring it down. Once per attack, spend 1 destiny point to add damage to a single hit equal to target's brawn value. We have improved hunter's quarry. Suffer 2 strain to perform hunter's quarry action as a maneuver. We also have a rank of dedication, and we have superior reflexes. Gain +1 melee defense. The driver's bonus career skills include cool, gunnery, mechanics, and piloting planetary. For the 1st tier in the talent tree, we have full throttle. Take a full throttle action to make a hard piloting check to increase a vehicle's top speed by 1 for a number of rounds equal to cunning. We have all-terrain driver. Do not suffer usual penalties for driving through difficult terrain when using piloting planetary. We also have fine-tuning. When reducing the amount of system strain a starship or vehicle suffers, reduce 1 additional strain per rank of fine-tuning. And we also have gearhead. Remove a setback die per rank of gearhead from mechanics checks. Have the credit cost to add mods to attachments. In the 2nd tier, we have 2 ranks of grit. We also have skilled jockey. Remove a setback die per rank of skilled jockey from all piloting planetary and piloting space checks the character attempts. And we also have rapid reaction. Suffer a number of strain to add an equal number of successes to initiative checks. Strain suffered cannot exceed ranks in rapid reaction. In the 3rd tier, we have another rank of fine-tuning. We have toughened, but we also have improved full throttle. Suffer 1 strain to attempt full throttle as a maneuver and decrease its difficulty to average. And we also have tricky target. Count vehicle or starship piloted as having a silhouette 1 lower when being attacked. In the 4th tier, we have another rank of gear-headed. We have a rank of skilled jockey, and we have defensive driving. Increase defense of vehicle or starship being piloted by 1 per rank of defensive driving. And we have natural driver. Once per session, may re-roll any one piloting planetary or gunnery check. In the final tier, we have Supreme Full Throttle. When performing full throttle, top speed increases by 2 instead of 1. We have Full Stop. When piloting a ship or vehicle, take a full stop maneuver to reduce speed to 0 and suffer system strain equal to the speed reduced. We have Master Driver. So once per round when driving a vehicle, may suffer 2 strain to perform any action as a maneuver, and we have a rank of dedication. Explorers have access to a new motivation, Discovery. This will include things like self, civilizations, planets, treasures, secrets, knowledge, resources, technology, the lost, and anywhere but here. And remember, these are going to be specific to explorers. We also have 2 new signature abilities for explorers, Sudden Discovery and Unmatched Mobility. Signature abilities are powerful, usually once per session abilities. These are attached to the bottom of a specialization that matches the career for that ability. There are also upgrades that you can purchase, just like with Force Powers. Sudden Discovery's base ability says once per game session, the character may spend 2 destiny points to make a hard knowledge outer rim or knowledge core worlds check. If he succeeds, the character can pinpoint his exact location without a map or other guide, discover a lost or hidden item or location, or identify a safe and fast path through any terrain. The exact nature of what the character is trying to accomplish, as well as the end results, must be approved by the GM. Unmatched Mobility's base ability says, once per game session as an incidental, the character may spend 2 destiny points to increase the number of maneuvers he is allowed to perform in a turn to 3 for the next 2 rounds. This third maneuver may be gained through any of the means a second maneuver is normally gained. Outfitted for Adventure is the gear section of the book. Any new pieces of gear, weapons, armor, or vehicles will be within these pages. For ranged weapons, we have the X-30 Lancer, the E-11S, the LBR-9. For slug throwers, we have the Model 77 and the Model 38, as well as the Hammer. And for explosives and other weapons, we have a net gun and a glop grenade, which is actually pretty awesome, and ensnares a target for 3 rounds. Also of note is the E-11S and the Model 38, which are 2 weapons that can be used at extreme range. There's not a whole lot of weapons that you can use at extreme range, but there's 2 of them right there, and they're snipers, basically. For melee weapons, we have the G9 GP Pulse Drill, the Huntsman Vibro Spear, and the Mark 8 Vibro Saw. For armor, we have the Enviro Suit, Shock Rider Crash Suit, Tracker Utility Vest, and the Mountaineer Armor. And for new tools and equipment, we have things like the Long Range Terrain Scanner, Ground Penetrating Sensor Pack, Life Form Scanner, and Hunting Goggles for detection devices. We have a Medical Backpack, and we also have the Synthrope, the Electro Snare, Portable Survival Shelter, Electric Perimeter Fence, Personal Distress Beacon, Field Kitchen, and Field Dressing Kit for survival gear. And for tools, we have things like the Modular Backpack Extra Pouch, a Beast Call, Burning Gel, Chem Lure, Excavator's Precision Toolkit, Surveyor's Bag, Spacer's Duffel, Specimen Container, which is tiny, small, medium, large, and an audio-visual translator. We also do have a few new droids as well, like the K9 series hunting droid, the CG KDY ATED, the JC series pilot droid, Excaker droid, Scout Collector, and Scout Surveyor, all of which are going to be useful for exploration or hunting. For new vehicles, we're going to have things like the Aerotech 57D Speeder Bike, the KV Swoop, the Zephyr G Swoop, Incom A24 Sleuth Class Scout Ship, the Incom A36 Pathfinder Class Force Reconnaissance Vessel, the Lorinar E9 Explorer Class Armed Long Range Scout Vessel, the GH-TROC 720 Light Fighter, the ZXTR Class Heavy Transport, the YG-4210 Light Fighter, the YT-1000 Light Fighter, the YV-560 Light Fighter, and the Xanter Class Deep Space Exploration Frigate. Grand Expeditions is the chapter for GM tools and new rules. I'm not gonna lie here, but there really isn't much here. It's either fluff or advice on creating scenes. There's a lot of role-playing advice, but not really much else, if any in the way of new mechanics. If you need advice on role-playing NPCs or creating memorable characters, there is some advice for that too. But again, this information is probably a no-brainer for experienced GMs. There are a few adventure seats that are worth looking through if you want something quick or geared towards explorers, but that's really it. This one's gonna sit low tier for me, and this actually might be the lowest out of the bunch of source books. The new specializations are pretty nice, with the exception of the driver, which just seems like a generic pilot that you could find from Age of Rebellion, or any other source book that just happens to have a pilot specialist in it. The sudden discovery signature ability is pretty cool, but it's also kind of game-breaking in a sense. And unmatched mobility seems kind of out of place too. But it is also an ability that has mechanics tied to it, even if it is combat focused. Again, this would be an okay source book if you plan on running some sort of an explorer type campaign, but so is Far Horizons. And I think that book adds a little bit more, in terms of value that is. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Give this video a huge thumbs up to support the series, and I will see you guys in the next video.